Hey everyone, my name's Jo and welcome back to Aussie Homeschool Adventures. It's great to have you here. I'm so pleased that you've joined us. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, it's great to have you back. So I have two beautiful girls. We live on the beautiful Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. I've been homeschooling now for about 5 years. My girls have never actually been to school, so we are, I guess, a long-term homeschooling family. So on my channel, I like to share our homeschooling life, things that we're doing, things that we've been learning about, curriculum choices, things like that. A little bit of mum life stuff, a bit of cleaning, a little bit of cooking, meal planning, grocery hauls, school supply hauls. So if you like that kind of content, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I post new content. And if you like this video today, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up. So today I've got a 6-month review for our school year. For all intents and purposes, year-round homeschoolers don't tend to break with the school holidays. It's currently school holidays now in Queensland. We're not taking a break. We took a break not that long ago. So we're not taking a break at this point in time. We'll just keep chugging along, so it's all good. So I thought I'd just share a bit about how the first half of our school year has gone and what I found that's worked, what hasn't worked, and how it's gone. Some of the things that we've really loved this term and that have worked really well has been my go-to all-time favourite standard curriculum provider. Gonna unbury it, is our Master Books Maths Lessons for a Living Education. We've used these for a few years now and we really enjoy it. I love the simplicity of the lesson formats. I love the story at the start of them. My kids love the stories. I love the characters. I love that they give me answer keys, which makes it really easy to correct my kids' work. And they're just a really short, sweet lesson. Yes, they're American, so the metric imperial thing is an issue. Like we've just done a unit on capacity, so they were doing quarts and pints and ounces. I just didn't use that. I grabbed another book that I don't have, hang on. It's this little one that I picked up from, from Aussie, in one of their school sales. So it's just a time and measurement book. So we filled out and used some of the stuff in here instead, especially the measurement. There's a bit in here on volume and capacity, measuring in centimeters and stuff like that. The measurement stuff's easy, especially talking about perimeter and area. I just do a straight swap for 2 inches for 2 centimeters because it doesn't matter about the size at their level. It matters the maths and the learning to work it out and figure it out. So that's not a big deal. So yeah, so we've been loving our maths lessons and supplementaries. I also used a few pages from Twinkle for their measurement and whatnot. And we did a lot of hands-on stuff. I spent an afternoon with my girls in the kitchen and we were playing with water. We were filling up litre containers, half-litre, cups, tablespoons, and just talking about the sizes and the amount that they hold. A really fun, hands-on, easy way of doing that sort of lesson style. Moving on, our handwriting books, I love these. I actually bought the New South Wales style font for my Queensland kids. I like the New South Wales cursive writing. It actually teaches the girls eventually what they call speed loops, where they will join up letters that Queensland doesn't join. So I like that for ease of writing quicker and hopefully still legibly as they get older. So we're just plodding our way through those still, but enjoying them. Our language lessons for a living education. Now we actually took a rest from this for, it's probably been about 6 weeks at least since we've touched our language books. My girls weren't enjoying it. We were having school refusal issues. They just weren't enjoying school and didn't want to do it. So we stopped, we took a break for a bit, and then we came back and I picked up and we started with something different that I'll get to in a minute. But I just want to finish some of these. The other things that we've continued to enjoy, our Story of the World, our history book. We're nearly finished volume 1. Once again, we took a break from most of our schooling for a little while. So yeah, this has been on pause, but we've starting back into it again, and the girls are really excited to start book 2. Then we started, and we haven't, once again, we paused everything. So we paused this, but the marine biology unit from The Good and the Beautiful, we were really enjoying that. It's really lots of fun and very hands-on. So we're looking forward to starting this back up again in the next couple of days or the next week or so. So like I said, we took a break from all of our quote unquote normal curriculum, and we decided that we'd have a go at Gather Round. So I went and I bought the Gather Round Asia unit, and we've been working our way through this for the last couple of weeks, barring a week off for my daughter to have surgery. So we took a whole week off with surgery and sickness to rest and recover. So we're about halfway through the Gather Round unit. Can I just say, I wanted to love it. I wanted it to be everything and amazing and fantastic, but I'm not. It's got great things about it that I really do like. I love the simplicity of gathering the kids, and I'm reading from one teacher's book, and then they all go and work in their unit level books. But I don't feel like it's enough. I don't feel like they're covering enough, that they're learning enough, both in their language arts and even in like this, because she tries to fit all the subjects into the one unit for that unit study. And maybe it's just that we're not unit study family kind of people. This is our first foray into the world of unit studies, and we've enjoyed it. But there's things missing. Like at the moment in the language arts, the girls have been working towards writing a story, and they did their first page of brainstorming their characters and ideas, and then we did a page about the plot, and then the next level was just to write out a rough draft. And there wasn't a lot of scaffolding there, especially for my girls, when it came to how to write that story. We've never done anything like that before. It's not been something that we've delved into as a family, as a learning activity. So it was their first attempt at writing a story. My youngest was actually doing really well, but then she wasn't writing it. She was starting to, and she wrote a little bit, and then I took over and scribed a little bit for her. But my oldest was like really struggling with it. She couldn't think of ideas. She had her characters and she had her plot, but she wasn't sure how to write it. And there wasn't any scaffolding or structure in the program to support that. So it just ended in a lot of frustration for everyone. So we've paused on that activity and we've moved on. I like it as a geography unit, and we will continue to use it as our geography for the remainder of the Asia unit. And then we might look at buying another one to do another unit on another continent. So we might do one of their other ones. I don't know. We'll see how we go. They're fairly expensive for us in Australia. If they were cheaper, it might be more obtainable. But I don't love, it's not terrible, and it works for you and your family, fantastic. But for me, I didn't feel like it was quite enough, especially in things like spelling and sight words. They're only introduced sort of once, and then you're left to fill in the blanks with your kids yourself, which I do with master books too. I suppose they don't do the same with the spelling, but the spelling words are there for a week, and there's more than just one spelling word. So yeah, that's not the terrible part about it for me, I guess. I don't know, I just felt like the language arts was a bit light and a bit too short, because the language lessons are short, but I've seen the repetition in them, and maybe if we continued with these, I'd see that repetition coming through in here. I don't know. If you've used it, and I know there's lots of you that do use it and you love it, and I've watched lots of curriculum reviews on it, and that's why we decided to try it, is that we hoped that we might have loved it. I find that the levels are a bit too, like I got early elementary for my oldest daughter, who is technically going into grade 4. She's supposed to be grade 4 this year, but we haven't hit grade 4 level yet. And I got the pre-reader for my 7-year-old, who is technically in grade 3, but she's still only working at about a grade 2 level. And they're a little bit below both of them. I've used a few of the upper elementary sheets for my oldest daughter, and she kind of worked okay with some of those. Some of the early elementary ones I could use for my younger daughter, but not so much. And I feel like it's just that there's too big of a gap in some ways, but they're not enough in others. I don't know. It's really hard, but I don't love it, and my kids aren't loving it. It's really short. We can get it done really quickly, which isn't terrible. But like I said, I just feel like it's too light, that they're not actually getting enough meat to chew on with those things. So we'll see what happens. But definitely going to continue Asia for our geography. But we're going to go back this coming week to our normal curriculum routine. But this year's been a really weird year for me. I don't know about anyone else, but I can't believe it's June, nearly July. I'm still thinking it's back in March for some reason. I don't know. We went away at the start of the year, which was different for our family. We've never done a March holiday before. And we hadn't found our routine and our rhythm before we went away. And then we came back and it was Easter, and then it was my youngest daughter's birthday. And then we're here. And I'm like, what? But, whoa. And then she's had her surgery. So it's just been a really mishmash, weird year. And yeah, we haven't found the groove yet this year. Starting to get into it a little bit now. And I'm like, okay. We've done gymnastics this last term, which last half of the year, and the girls have loved their gymnastics lessons, but we're actually we've finished up with our gymnastics. Now we won't go back for the next 2 terms. It wasn't working. So we've stopped our gymnastics. We will continue our netball. We've been playing netball this season. So it's still got a few more weeks. It doesn't finish until early August. So we'll finish our netball season up, and we've really loved that, but we won't be going back to gymnastics this point in time. We'll probably pick it up again next year and do another term again. It's a really great fitness, lots of fun. They learned quite a bit in a lot of ways. It's great exercise for them and a great social interaction. So yeah, that's been what's been working for us, what we've enjoyed this term, what hasn't worked. I'll make another video again at the end of the year probably and talk about what's been working, or maybe in another 3 months after our this is the mid-year break, I guess, sort of. So what are we in June? So July, August, September. Yeah, around September I might do this again and talk about what's happened in those 3 months for us and see where we're at. I'll revisit, and I revisit constantly what's working and what's not, and that's why we ended up doing Gather Round, trying something different. I threw reading eggs at my youngest daughter, for about a month. So we paused and did reading eggs for a month just to give her a refresher and help build some confidence in her reading, and that's really helped. So yeah, I love homeschooling for its flexibility and the freedom that it gives me as the teaching parent to chop and change what's working and what's not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope that was interesting. I hope that was helpful for some of you. If you've got any other questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comment box down below, and I'll either answer you, or if there's lots, I can make another video about some of the questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic week. Make sure you do hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.